Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are in Unit 6, Systems of Equations, Lesson 4, Solving Systems of Equations Using Substitution, the independent practice. If you did not do the problems on page 23 and 24, stop the video and go back and do the work. You know you need to do the work. All right, so let's start with number 1, taking a look at that. Well, look at that, number 1. First of all, I'm going to highlight where I'm going to put the answers so the highlighter has a little time to dry. And they're both equal to y. So when they're both equal to the same variable, they're equal to each other. So I'm going to take the one with the larger coefficient of x, which is 3, and I'm going to put that on the left and get 3x equals x plus 4. I'm going to put a 1 here because it makes it easier for me. When x is by itself, I always put a 1. When y is by itself, I always put a 1. Makes it a simpler problem. Subtract 1x from both sides. And you get 2x equals 4. All right, divide both sides by 2. And x equals 2. That's not too bad. Now I have to substitute that back into one of the equations. I'm going to take the second equation, y equals 3x. It doesn't matter which one you do. Y equals 3. Substitute 2 for the x. And 3 times 2 is 6, so y equals 6. Now I have x is 2, y is 6, and I'm done. Ta-da! Beautiful. On to the next. Set them equal to each other. They're both equal to x, so they're equal to each other. And 1y is bigger than negative 2y, so I'm going to start with 1y minus 5 equals negative 2y plus 1. And I want to get all the y's on one side, all the numbers on the other. So plus 2y plus 2y. Now I have, let's see, 3y minus 5 equals 1. I want to get all the numbers on the other side, so add 5 to both sides. And get 3y equals 6. Divide both sides by 3. And y equals 2. Put a little box around it because you're done. So now I'm going to go back and pick an equation. Doesn't matter which one because they both give you the same answer. So I'm going to do the second one. Y. Oh, look at me. I already have y. I have to find x. Get rid of that silliness, Bono. See, that's why I always make mistakes. Thank goodness for whiteout. X equals y minus 5. X equals 2 minus 5. And x equals 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So now I have x equals negative 3 and y equals 2. And now I have to be really careful because this is where I make my mistake. The x has to go first. It's going to be negative 3 comma 2. X before y. Be the careful. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. We're going to set them equal to each other, and 15 is bigger than 5, so 15 on the left. 15x minus 1 equals 5x plus 5. And subtract 5 from both sides. Well, subtract 5x from both sides. So I'm going to get all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other side. And 10x minus 1 equals 5. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Add 1 to both sides. What was I saying? Wait a second. Oh, bother, it's going to be a fraction. I was trying to avoid those. Sometimes they just happen. Sorry about that. Negative 1 and positive 1 is 0, so 10x equals 6. Divide both sides by 10. And 6 over 10 reduces down to 3/5. Y equals 3. Now I'm doing y equal when I want x equal. What is wrong with me? I'm putting fractions on your work. I'm messing up my variables. Ugh, what a day. Here we go, x equals 3/5. And now I have to substitute that back into one of the equations. I'll take the top one this time. Let's be different. Y equals 5x plus 5. Y equals 5 times 3/5 plus 5. Right now, grab a calculator and do that because it's easier. Or you could just realize when you multiply, you can put it over 1, and 5 cancels. 3/1 is 3. Y equals 3 plus 5. Y is 8. So x is a silly fraction, 3/5, and y equals 8. Bah humbug, I hate fractions. What did I let that happen? I'm going to fix this problem next year. It's not going to have a fraction. Oh, sure it is. It'll have a fraction, you know. All right, now I'm doing substitution. The y is isolated, so I'm going to put parentheses around the expression that's equal to that y. And down here where there's a y, I am going to substitute. So 2x plus 1 times x minus 7 equals 8. Because there's no coefficient for that y, so I got to put in a 1. 2x plus 1x minus 7 equals 8. Combine like terms. 2 plus 1 is 3x minus 7 equals 8. I'm going to add 8 to both sides, 7 to both sides. Come on, Bono, add 7 to both sides. 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3. And x equals 5. Okay. Now I have to substitute that back up into the equation. Y equals x minus 7. Y equals, where the x is, you substitute 5 minus 7. 5 minus 7 is -2, so y is -2. X is 5, y is -2. So up in the yellow, 5, -2. Because the solution is always a pair of numbers. Be the careful. All right, I'm going to stop here because page 24 is actually the homework. I don't want to give you the answers to the homework. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.